You know that feeling, right? You've got this gorgeous laminate floor, but there's that one little chip, that one scratch that your eye just goes to every single time. It's a total headache. Well, today we are going to fix that. We're diving into a great guide from Flooring Pro James Miller to show you how to repair it yourself and make it look like it never even happened.
I mean, let's be real, we've all been there. The floor is perfect except for that one spot, that one little warp or chip that just screams at you from across the room. It's so frustrating, isn't it?
But hey, don't panic. Here's the awesome part. You don't have to live with it. And you definitely don't have to shell out a ton of cash for a professional. This is a project you can totally tackle yourself, and we're going to show you how to get a result that looks absolutely seamless.
All right, so first things first. Like any good DIY job, it all starts with having the right tools on hand. Let's get our toolkit together.
Okay, here's what you're going to need. You've got the obvious stuff, right? A matching plank and some good wood glue. But you'll also want a really sharp utility knife, a tapping block, and a mallet. Oh, and seriously, don't forget the safety glasses and knee pads. Your body will thank you later. Having all this stuff ready before you start just makes the whole process go so much smoother. Now, this first point here, this is probably the most crucial piece of the entire puzzle. If you want that repair to be invisible, you have to get an exact match. I'm talking color, the wood grain pattern, even the feel of the texture. It's got to be perfect. And about that utility knife, make sure it's sharp. A dull blade is just going to make a mess. A nice, sharp blade gives you those clean, precise cuts you need to get the damaged plank out without wrecking the ones next to it. That precision is key for getting the new piece to fit just right. And here's a little pro tip for you. Don't cheap out on the glue. You want a high-quality, waterproof wood glue. Why? Because that's what's going to make your repair hold up against spills and cleaning for years to come. It's worth it, trust me. All right, we've got our tools. Now it's time for the action to begin. Phase 1 is all about getting rid of the old, damaged piece and prepping the new one to take its place. So this really boils down to two big steps. First, getting that old plank out. The word of the day here is patience. Go slow, be careful, and try not to damage the tongue and groove edges of the boards around it. Then, step 2 is prepping the new plank. This is your classic measure twice, cut once moment. You want that new piece to fit in there like it was born there. And this quote from our expert, James Miller, just hits the nail on the head. He says, "A precise fit is essential for a professional-looking repair." And he's absolutely right. All that extra care you take right now is what separates a botch job from a repair nobody will ever notice. Okay, the old one's out. Now for the really satisfying part, putting in the new plank and making that floor look brand new again. The process here is pretty straightforward. Just be deliberate. You'll run a small bead of glue along the edges. Then you carefully slide the new plank into place, usually at a bit of an angle. And finally, you use that tapping block and mallet to gently, and I mean gently, tap it down until it's perfectly flush. So let's talk about why that tapping block is your best friend. See, if you just hit the plank with a hammer, you're going to dent it. No way around it. The block spreads that force out evenly, letting you nudge the plank into place without leaving a mark. So yeah, definitely use the block. And don't try to force a piece that clearly doesn't fit. We are in the home stretch. We're almost there. Let's get through these last couple of steps to make sure our repair is absolutely flawless. Okay, two last things, and they are super, super important. First, if any glue squeezes out onto the floor, wipe it up right away with a damp cloth. If you let that stuff dry, it's a nightmare to get off. And second, and this might be the toughest part of the whole project, you've got to just leave it alone and let it dry. So how long do you have to wait? Well, you're going to need to give it a full 24 hours. I know, it's tempting to test it out, but resisting that urge for a day is what lets the glue form that rock-solid bond you need for a long-lasting fix. And just like that, you're done. You took that annoying, flawed spot on your floor and turned it into a point of pride. That's a successful DIY project you can feel good about every single time you walk past it. You know, what this whole thing really shows is that with the right instructions and a little bit of confidence, you can handle these kinds of repairs yourself. It saves you money, sure, but it also gives you that amazing sense of accomplishment. Which kind of makes you wonder, right? Now that the floor is fixed, what are you going to tackle next?